Welcome to Time to Improve. Today we will be going over lessons I learned from reading The Lean Startup by Ries. Start with the vision. Have a definite vision of what you want your startup to achieve and the value you will create for the world. Then, work out a strategy. These are the steps required to implement your vision. The strategy can always change and pivot if changes need to be made. Then, you can optimize the product you will be providing your customers with. The way your product functions would depend largely on your vision and your strategy. The minimum viable product. Once you have determined your vision and your growth strategies, develop your minimum viable product, a physical or digital version of what you'll produce. The main idea of the MVP is that it is made cheaply and quickly and can be tested as soon as possible in order to get actionable feedback. The MVP may lack some features, but it will be improved upon for future versions. For example, in its early stages, Dropbox created a video outlining exactly what their service would provide and the value it would give potential customers. The build, measure, learn feedback loop. With your MVP, your startup can now progress through the feedback cycle shown on the screen. Once the product is built, measure the data you get from its use and analyze the comments made by the early adopters. Using this, you can learn new information about your product, the way it is used, and generate ideas on how to develop it further. Implement these ideas into the next version of the product and continue the cycle again. This process is at the heart of the Lean Startup methodology. Know when to pivot. It is important to hold regular meetings with all team members to discuss the need for any pivots and changes in company strategy. A pivot is a fundamental shift in focus or strategy and can take many different forms. For example, your company could narrow its focus to only one key feature of the product, or it could do the opposite, zoom out and focus on a wider range of features. You could also change the problem you are solving, your target customer segment, change from a platform to an application, shift your production volume, or change your distribution channel. Sustainable growth. This type of growth has a long-term benefit and is characterized by the trait that new customers come from the actions of past or current customers. This creates a snowball effect. Word of mouth is a great example of this. The author identifies 3 engines of growth that will skyrocket your customer base. The sticky engine of growth relates to a high customer acquisition rate. That is, the customers stick to your product like glue. And if some do leave or stop using the product, the number of new customers will always be higher than those who leave. An example would be a shampoo company. Usually, once you find a shampoo brand you like, you will stick to using it over and over. The viral engine of growth works like an epidemic. One person who uses the product infects or tells a friend, and they too start using it. They in turn introduce all their friends, and the customer base climbs exponentially. A social network is a great example of this type of growth. The paid engine of growth focuses on advertising in order to reach customers. An example would be an online business selling makeup, placing targeted ads that are paid on different platforms to attract clicks and customers. Keep adapting. Circumstances and business conditions will keep changing. It's important for a startup to adapt its processes and strategy in order to stay ahead of the curve and keep learning. Getting to the root cause of any problems is also very important. The author emphasizes the need to keep asking questions and constantly evolving the problem-solving process in the company. Thank you for watching this summary. I genuinely hope that you got something new from it. And please remember to like and subscribe. And remember, if you don't know what time it is, it's time to improve.